Hi, my name is Lauren Van Dyke and I'm a program assistant at the London Environmental Network. For our Greener Homes London tour, we'll be going through Paul's home to see what retrofits he has made to make his home more sustainable. Paul is an energy advisor here in Ontario and has lots of advice to give homeowners here in London. Now, let's go see Paul.
My name is Paul Gagliardi and I'm the owner of EnergyWise Consulting. We have energy advisors throughout Ontario and soon to be in Alberta and BC as well. And we do the energy assessments to assist homeowners with upgrading their homes and taking advantage of any incentives that are available.
And what retrofits did you exactly make to your home?
Okay, well, we did a few and there's a few more coming. We've upgraded the air conditioner, the furnace. We've upgraded the hot water system, put a smart thermostat in, and the entire basement has been upgraded for the insulation.
Would you say most of these retrofits are suitable for the average homeowner? Could anyone take them on?
Anyone can take them on. A lot of them you have to do with contractors though, where there's a trade and a license involved, like for heating systems, you definitely want to use an HVAC contractor. But other things like basement renovations, any homeowner can tackle that on their own if they so choose.
Alrighty, Paul, so what do we have here on the wall?
Here we have the smart thermostat. We replaced our programmable. This unit here takes into account other variables, like if you're home in the house, it does sense it. And this particular model, it has remote sensors as well. And we do have a remote sensor in the next room. Within the house, we have remote sensors on both floors. We have 4 of them. And it measures all of the rooms where the sensors are. And it factors that into its equations in the back end as to when to run the system and for how long.
Was this the first step in your home retrofit process, or did you put this in after doing the renovations downstairs?
No, this came with the actual furnace, so it was done at the same time.
Nice. Can you do it on its own with your old existing furnace?
Yeah, they're designed so that you can install them in most systems.
Now, let's go downstairs and actually check out this furnace. So when a homeowner is looking to buy a furnace, is there any labels or any immediate facts that they should know about before they purchase the furnace?
They want to make sure it's a condensing furnace, and in Canada right now, that is the only option available. But within the condensing range, there are a number of efficiency levels you can actually get. And we do have a sticker on the side of this furnace that indicates this one here is 96.1% efficient. The higher you can go, the better. I've seen some now as high as 97 and 98.
What's the minimum number you'd suggest homeowners to look into for efficiency?
Definitely 96. This furnace here achieves 96 because of not only the fact that it's condensing, but also that in the bottom part of the furnace where the fan is, it's a DC motor fan. DC motors typically use 70% less electricity.
Wow.
So that helps boost the efficiency.
What kind of benefits would you see throughout the home because of this efficient furnace?
Well, the fan could be left on most of the time, which recirculates the air throughout the house and helps to balance the temperature differences from room to room and floor to floor. And with the DC motor furnace, you'll use a lot less electricity for that. This is the hot water system for the house. It is instantaneous, which means it only runs when you're using water. When you turn the water on, it senses, it ignites. There are different manufacturers and different models with these devices. So one of the issues with these is water sandwiching, where when you turn the unit on at a faucet around the house someplace, you have the delay when this thing starts to fire up. And when it starts to fire up, you might get some warm water, which is already in the pipes. And then you'll have a section of cold water while this unit's firing up that you'll be surprised with, especially if you're in a shower. And then the warm water will come again. Because this thing has a little tank in it, that the little tank will make sure that you don't have that cold water as it actually turns on and fires up.
Awesome.
This also has a recirculation tank in it, or a recirculation pump in it, and it allows you to take a return water line from the far ends of the house back to this unit, insulate the lines, and what it does is it keeps the water in those lines warm all the time. So when you turn your faucet on, you immediately have hot water, and you really can't get that in most hot water tanks. So it's efficient and it's also convenient.
Awesome. And then again, like what can homeowners look for on the box, on the stickers that indicates it's efficient?
Again, the rating. This one here is 97% efficient. Definitely talk to your contractor. There's a range as well.
And how much hot water? So you said it's a continuous flow of hot water. So when you're in the shower, it'll never go cold on you. Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly it. And we tested it. We turned the dishwasher on, we turned the washing machine on, and 2 showers. Now, because you have so many things running, the water volume comes down, but the temperature didn't change.
Now that we're putting so much effort into keeping your house warm in the winter and cool in the summer, how do you make sure your house stays a specific temperature?
Well, when we first moved in here, the basement was totally unfinished, for an example. It was cold, it was damp, and there was a huge temperature differential between this floor and the upper floor. So we had it renovated, and when we did that, we had them install insulation behind the walls. We have, in fact, R24 behind our walls in this entire basement. What they did was they installed the insulation in a horizontal manner behind the wall studs, so your 2x4s. And then in between the 2x4s, they installed a second layer. So it gave us the R12 plus R12 for an R24. And they put the proper smart barriers in the wall as well.
Is this something that a homeowner can do on their own, would you say, or would a contractor have to be hired to install this insulation?
No, this can be done by a homeowner quite easily, as long as you have some experience with framing. But the do-it-yourselfer, they can certainly do what was done in this basement for sure.
Awesome. So when you look around this basement, you can't see it, but this is all in the walls around us.
It's all in the walls, yeah.
Nice. Do you mind showing us an example of how you can tell how well insulated your house is?
So if you look at the window well depth, the deeper it is, typically the more room there is in behind the wall, where they'll typically fill it with insulation. So as an energy advisor, when we walk into a house, that's one of the things we'll look at on the main floor and also in the basements. It'll give us a few hints. We'll ask the questions of the homeowner as well, if they did some work, and they may know as well. And the other thing with insulation is air sealing. So in the upper parts, the header is what we call it, there is a lot of opportunity for air to leak in and out of your house. In your house on the windward side and out of your house on the leeward side. What you want to do is you want to seal that up if at all possible. And in this house, we did that with spray foam.
So Paul, we talked about your furnace and how to keep your home warm in the winter, but what about the summertime when it's super hot outside? How do you keep it cool in the summer?
So we upgraded our air conditioner as well at the same time as the furnace. Now the air conditioner, it doesn't run that long when you compare it to the usage of a furnace. So despite the fact that we went from a SEER 10 furnace all the way up to a SEER 18, the energy savings that it predicted was only 1%. So it's a consideration. If you're doing your furnace, you'll probably want to upgrade your air conditioner and go very efficient. If not, go to an air source heat pump as another option. But the savings for air conditioning are minimal compared to the other things you can do in your house.
So we saw exactly the heart of the house. We saw the furnace, we talked about your air conditioning unit. Now, how do we put this all into numbers, and what do we get back in return for that monetary value?
Okay, so first of all, when you do have an energy assessment, they're going to provide the homeowner, your energy advisor will provide the homeowner with reports. And on the reports, it'll outline the potentials for energy savings, what you can do in your house. And with that, it'll give you an estimate of the savings as well. So for what we did here so far, the energy savings were 29%. So that's a significant drop. And we still have more we can do. So when we get to the windows eventually, and when we eventually get to the attic insulation, it'll be an additional drop in energy usage. So the actual rating label, it's pretty interesting. It shows you what the rating of your house is. It then shows you what the rating of a typical house of this size and style built to today's building standards. And then based upon the upgrades that we modeled into the software, it gives you a potential rating of where you could end up.
Awesome.
So if you're going with solar, you could potentially end up with a house that has actually 0 energy usage.
Wow.
Which is fantastic.
Now, would you say that this was definitely worth the value, the initial upfront cost?
I think so for sure. If not just for the cost's sake, for the sake of saving the environment, the reduced greenhouse gases. For us, because we're in the business, it's a natural. I wouldn't do anything other than what we did here.
Well, thank you, Paul, so much for showing us around your home. We sure learned a lot about how to lower those carbon emissions through saving energy. And we hope that what we've learned today can inspire other homeowners around London to follow suit.
I hope so, and my pleasure as well. And also keep in mind that when your energy advisor is on site, they're there to answer questions. Not only while they're on site, but even after the fact. So they're there as a resource.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you again, Paul, for showing us around your home. We have learned so much today. We learned about smart thermostats, how to replace your old furnaces and air conditioners with ones that are more efficient, and how to insulate your home properly so it can stay hot in the wintertime and cool in the summertime. If you're ever looking for more information on how to retrofit your home, please visit the London Environmental Network's website, where there's plenty of programs and opportunities to help get you started on your home retrofitting journey. Thank you again, and see you next time.